3, 2, 1. Go.
Oh. All right, can start all over.
No.
You're gonna cut that?
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Fat Minute, the official podcast of Team Pooka Saucy.
Our very first Fat Minute.
Okay. Let's hope it's not too skinny. Let's hope it's not too obese. But this is just, I've wanted to try out a podcast for a while now. I'm with my editor and producer here, Donnie Johnson, and I'm with my other best friend, Trevor Klein. And I thought you were going to do like a cheers thing to the mic with your drink. But yeah, let's get into it.
The points don't matter.
This podcast will be used for mainly discussing movie news. We'll even get into what we thought of movies we recently saw, just micro reviews really. Movie trailers, stuff we've seen on YouTube, stuff we're reading at the time, games we're playing, whatever, jokes. But let's get started. I'm going to begin with probably the biggest movie news of the year so far. Marvel Studios of Walt Disney Pictures and Sony Pictures have developed a deal for the usage of Spider-Man. Donnie, do you want to lead with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I do. I hope, you know...
So explain what's happened.
Okay, basically, Sony and Marvel have cut a deal where the too long didn't read version of the story is they've cut a deal where they each kind of have control over the Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man is now allowed to appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Sony will have complete creative control over the solo Spider-Man movies.
Which will be co-developed by the Marvel Studios people and co-produced by them, but they will have no ultimate end-all be-all creative say. So
outside of the MCU.
So like Kevin Feige of Marvel Studios and his writers will help develop solo stories with them, but at the end of the day, if Sony Pictures goes, no, we want to do this instead with this solo movie, they're able to do that.
Yeah.
But when Marvel Studios uses Spider-Man in their Avengers movies, Sony doesn't get to tell them what to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is a real...
And this deal came at a hot price of $0.00.
Yeah. And this is a very, bittersweet deal for me because I love the fact that Marvel is helping with the Spider-Man movies now. Spider-Man's always been my favorite superhero. But it feels very bittersweet because they are rebooting Spider-Man. They're going to recast Andrew Garfield. They're going to basically just end with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and just reboot again. Very bittersweet for me because I love The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I hope I'll be able to get more in depth with my feelings on this with the season premiere of Hails and Fails. But it's just, never before have I felt that $700 million wasn't enough money for a fucking movie to be considered successful.
$700 million worldwide.
That's chump change.
Yeah,
apparently a failure.
Yeah.
People are like, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 bombed. It flopped. $700 million worldwide. That is no...
And, I failed to understand why people didn't like it. Pretty much. I feel that people who didn't like it, it's almost it's at the point now to where I feel that maybe The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was too mature for its audience. So I'm just going to go on the record now and say any fanboy who bitched and moaned about The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I personally do not like you because you have personally cheated me out of something that could have been awesome. I was promised Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4, a Sinister Six movie, and so much more. And you pretty much took that away from me, so I hope your dog dies.
So you should stop listening now. Because this will only get worse.
I love Sony overall as a company.
Not
just Sony Pictures, but overall as a company. But I think they should have just fucking not been bitches about it. I think they should have just went on with their original plan, just made Amazing
Spider-Man.
Someone
had to say it.
Yeah. I think they should just went on with Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4 plan and just, ignored everything else. I mean, the fucking
If
movie...
anything, just makes Amazing Spider-Man 3 the end of the series,
Yeah.
like a trilogy, which they were going to do to begin with. Like
Right.
the first opening weekend of Amazing Spider-Man 1, they announced how it was the first part in a new trilogy. And then months before Amazing Spider-Man 2 even came out, they were like, oh, just kidding, it's going to be 4 movies. If anything, they could have just made one more movie just to wrap it up.
And, you know, I understand why Marvel's recasting and rebooting, because trying to fit the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe would be like the definition of shoehorn.
Because he's too tall.
Yeah. But... but, it's a very bittersweet kind of deal. Just knowing that the death of Gwen Stacy and everything that went on in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the end. Then nothing else happens after that.
He was gonna beat up the Rhino later that day, I guess.
Yeah.
One of my biggest problems is maybe they'll be smart enough not to show an origin again. But
they're not going to.
Yeah, no,
They will, but it's not going to be the whole movie.
In a way, I'm upset that we're going for now the younger Peter Parker. Which, I mean, in ways that could work. I mean, if they're introducing him to like team up with the Avengers, to bring in the new inexperienced kid. But at the same time, I kind of want an adult Peter Parker that can be like almost implied as continuing the Amazing series. Yes, it's a different actor, but in the grand scheme of things, it could continue the plot almost.
I hate all the like stuff going on right now that Donald Glover should play Spider-Man. No? I don't really think Donald Glover's really that awesome of an actor.
Miles Morales is still pretty new to the whole universe.
Well, let's be real here. I mean, they're not going to do a Miles Morales movie, mainly for that reason. I mean, nobody would know who he is outside of people who've actually read the comics, which, in all honesty, is a minority of the movie-going audience.
That's not to say he's a bad character. At least on my end, it's just
isn't. They're not. They're just not going to do it.
When you hear, oh, Spider-Man's going to be in the Avengers, you're thinking Peter Parker. You're immediately thinking that.
That's what comes to everyone's mind when you say Spider-Man.
So we can get into what we thought of the Amazing series. We can get into how much we thought this could have gone in another direction. But let's just move forward with what's actually happening. Okay. Who would you like to see as Spider-Man? I would personally love to see Anton Yelchin, who was Kyle Reese in Terminator Salvation. He was the protagonist in the Fright Night remake. He was Charlie Bartlett. Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot. I think he'd be great. He's actually our age. He's like 5 years younger than Andrew Garfield, and he's about 25. And Andrew Garfield's 30.
Yeah.
So, but what would you say?
I would nominate Homer Simpson. I think he'd make a great Spider-Man.
Man, try to take this seriously. Come on now.
No, I would honestly. I think Daniel Radcliffe would be interesting as Spider-Man.
Huh.
I love Daniel Radcliffe. I guess this is the Harry Potter fan in me speaking, but I do love Daniel Radcliffe. I think he's a great actor. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be really interesting to see him take on the role. I'd mainly just be interested to see his take on it. I mean, nobody really comes to mind. I just want somebody who will do the part justice, in all honesty.
Trevor?
Donald
Glover.
Ruined my argument for that one. No, I kept hearing a lot of the rumors about like them wanting the guy from Percy Jackson.
Logan Lerman.
Yes.
Who's also in Fury.
Okay.
I'm just trying to paint them a picture.
Thank you.
Okay.
You said his name. You can Google that.
Okay.
I could see that, but also, I mean, I was kind of disappointed, like Donnie, that Andrew Garfield wasn't coming back, so I didn't really think about like any given actor I would want to see in the role. But after hearing what Blake would like, I kind of agree for him. I think, yeah, like I could totally see him as like a sort of younger, different take on Peter Parker.
Yeah. I mean, my thing with Anton Yelchin is
Keep in mind, you've only seen him in Star Trek
that's
so
what
far.
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him in much more.
The only thing I've ever seen him in is Star Trek, so I don't have much of an opinion on him one way or the other. I mean, it's just I've only seen him in Star Trek, and he wasn't the standout to me at all in either Star Trek movie.
No.
So
That's probably his worst role.
So I really don't have an opinion one way or the other on him.
I'll have to sit you down and show you the Fright Night remake, and then
I think I have something to do that day.
And then we were eventually going to watch all the Terminator movies sooner or later anyway, so you'll see him in Salvation.
Oh, I definitely have something to do that day.
and then I still need to get Charlie Bartlett on DVD. I don't own that, and that's a great indie movie.
I don't have much going on that day.
All right.
What's next?
Is that all we have to say about the Sony Marvel?
That's
He did this in the first take. Let's just.
All right. All right.
What's next?
They can gather when we change what we're talking about.
We'll do a twofer here.
2 for Southern.
Yeah. Two beloved Ridley Scott properties, or at least Ridley Scott did the first movie of this franchise that's had several sequels, but two beloved Ridley Scott properties are getting continuations. They're getting sequels. They're going to make another Alien movie that's not Prometheus 2, and they're going to make another Blade Runner movie. Within a week of each other, they have announced the director for each movie. Two directors that I think are perfect for each movie. For Alien, they announced that their director will be Neil Blomkamp, who directed District 9, Elysium, and the upcoming movie Chappie. Trevor, why don't you go first since you love District 9? What do you think about the Neil Blomkamp news?
I love actually both of those, but yes, I really love Blomkamp. I mean, I've never specifically been into Alien a whole lot, but I honestly think that will get me into the franchise a little bit more. I mean, even though he kind of claims that Elysium's his kind of tank film, right? I mean, I still enjoy it.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was like. I'm really looking forward to Chappie, and I really love District 9 going in. I mean, I didn't really feel that way with Elysium though, but yeah, I think he could definitely do it justice. I mean, yeah, I've never been super huge into Alien, but I feel like for a lot of people because he's kind of made a name for himself by now.
And apparently the word is that it's gonna do a Superman Returns, where it ignores 3 and 4 and it only pays attention to 1 and 2. So that should be interesting. Donnie, what do you think? You've only seen Elysium. You haven't seen District 9.
I've only seen Elysium. Chappie looks awesome. But from what I know of District 9 and what I've seen in District 9 and trailers and snippets and stuff like that, along with Chappie and seeing Elysium, Neil Blomkamp he sticks to what he knows. It seems when he makes his movies. I feel like if you took the trailers to Elysium, District 9, and Chappie, you could probably put them all together and make it look like it's the same movie.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I feel like his style could work with Alien.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never been too big into Alien myself either, but I feel like that style could work with Alien very well. I think it could be interesting. I mean, I'll go see it.
Something that both interests me and kind of, I don't know, worries me with his stuff, though, is that up till this point, at least loosely, every one of his films have been based on like a short film he had made earlier. I mean, most of them are posted on YouTube. For him to cover something completely different that's pre-established, I'm interested to see that, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried how he would work under those kind of standards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, something that he didn't create himself.
Yeah, because Elysium, Chappie to a degree, and definitely District 9 have all been based on the same 2 short films he made a little bit earlier in his career.
Yeah. So I think it should definitely be interesting. The other news is that Blade Runner 2 is going to be directed by Dennis. How do you pronounce this guy's last name?
It's
Villeneuve?
It's French.
The guy
Dennis, French guy.
Let me take a
Well, I just pulled that off of the top of my head. Villeneuve,
the director of Prisoners and Enemy.
Yeah, the director of Prisoners and Enemy is going to do Blade Runner 2. I almost screamed when I saw that. Prisoners was my number one favorite movie of 2013. At this time, and this is the last day of February we're recording this, at this time, Prisoners is the last movie I would have given a 10 out of 10 to. Nothing since September 2013 have I awarded a 10 out of 10. So that's something. But yeah, I think he'd be perfect for the job. Trevor?
Between those two stories, it's like Christmas to me because I love both of those directors a ton.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's almost the same scenario as Blomkamp with Aliens. I mean, I've seen Blade Runner. I haven't like followed it a whole lot though. But again, it's a director I'm more familiar with than a franchise I'm familiar with, and that's possibly what will get me interested into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie has seen Prisoners, but he's never seen Blade Runner.
No,
His opinion is yes.
I've never seen Blade Runner.
Here's where Donnie and I square off.
I can speak for myself. Thank you.
Blake.
Boo. Liar.
Liar.
This is where Donnie and I square off. I didn't see The Godfather until a couple years ago, and I haven't seen The Godfather Part 2 or 3 yet. That's what Donnie had on me. But I've seen everything else.
Well, I've never seen Blade Runner. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even guess what the plot is, honestly.
It's a guy that works for UPS delivering a sword.
No, but you would... you would like it, though, Donnie. It's like a noir film, except in the future.
So a neo-noir?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And that's where we get the term.
Yeah. But I have seen Prisoners. I thought Prisoners was pretty cool. I thought it was great.
Enemy's a bit of a stinker, though. I'll say that.
I haven't seen Enemy.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother, honestly.
Prisoners, I have to rewatch it to get a better opinion on it. So for the most part, him directing Blade Runner, I don't have an opinion one way or the other, quite honestly. I mean, I thought Prisoners was cool, so I mean, it was definitely good enough that I'll give this a chance. Apparently, I mean, Blade Runner is a big cultural thing. I don't know how I missed the boat on that, but I'll brush up on it and get back to you.
Yeah, sure.
Not really.
So this week there was a short film uploaded to YouTube titled Power/Rangers. It kind of tries to do the whole gritty R-rated reboot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And Trevor, let's start with what you thought of it.
It walks a very, for me at least, it walked a very thin line between trying to be serious and being a parody, and I'm not exactly sure where that stopped.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit overkill with the scene of the Black Ranger snorting up coke before going and doing his mission.
I thought it was
complete Iron Man style, jumping out of the plane with the armor on and all.
I thought it was overkill when they were in the office of the Blue Ranger and they had the picture of him with his husband. I mean, I get it. The actor who played him is gay in real life. I get it.
I don't necessarily like that in that opening scene, possibly the only scene in the entire thing where you see the whole team in suits. They're carrying around like really generic Halo-looking assault rifles.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I also hate how the whole short film like tickled your anus about showing you the costumes. What?
Go ahead.
They fucking tease you the whole time about showing them off in the costumes and the suits
of the week.
Yeah. They tease you so badly about seeing them in the full suits and everything, and then you barely see any of it. The Black Ranger is the one you see the most, and I mean, while it was cool, what?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at that entire scene with him fighting.
Yeah, like
certain parts were pretty cool looking,
and certain parts weren't cool at all.
Such as when he makes the helmet, throws it at a guy, and somehow catches it on his head.
And the helmets looked really fucking dumb in
Yeah.
my opinion.
The suit looked really chunky. That's what got it. I don't even know how to describe it. The one shot I did like as stupid as it was is when they were shooting at his head and it was just like recoiling back at him.
Yeah.
Why they would keep shooting, I have no idea. But it looked cool.
You think at least after the second time they'd be like, "Oh wait,
you shoot him, I'll go home."
Yeah. I didn't really. For being a short film uploaded straight to YouTube,
it was good.
The production design, the visual effects, pretty good. They got James Van Der Beek.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: for not in any way having permission to make it,
Yeah.
was definitely good.
Yeah. I didn't like how the whole thing was aftermath. It felt like either.
Here's like an epilogue.
Well, yeah, it either felt like the epilogue to another series we never got, or the prologue to a other series we will probably never get.
Well, I mean, he did say it's not going to lead to anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's the epilogue to something we never got, and the prologue to something we'll never get.
Yeah.
So,
and it's, I mean, not that I'm into like Power Rangers lore in any way too much, but it's really inconsistent in where it may take place.
Yeah, it's like some moments it seems like it
he's
takes
still
place.
he's still the Green Ranger, but they're dealing with stuff from seasons like
from Zeo
way later
in space. Yeah, like there's moments where it feels like it takes place like right before Zeo. There's moments where it seems like it could take place during in space. It's not, the timeline isn't consistent.
I will say though, the dialogue wasn't that great, but it wasn't on the same level as Bat in the Sun, the superpower beatdown videos. Those can get pretty bad. The dialogue.
Can I throw out there what it needed?
What?
Everything else they could reinvent, make it darker, make it grittier. It should have had just the normal looking Goldar from the show in it. Just don't change a thing about him. Just the same voice and all.
But yeah, you know.
And Bulk and Skull should have had their music.
Oh, yeah. That really was. That moment. Another moment where I thought it crossed the line at the parody was when the two Rangers are getting shot in the. They're getting shot in the truck, and it shows Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, they sold him out.
And one of them. I told you I'd get you back for making fun of us. And one of them's wearing an Oakland Raiders jersey. And for some reason,
that tickled you.
For some reason, when I saw the Raiders jersey, I immediately thought, yeah, that's what Bulk and Skull would wear if they were real people.
We've already lost the Raiders fans.
Oh, we lost two. We lost two people.
Yeah,
we lost two people.
Blake just went and got his robe.
But I was never really a humongous fan of. I've never been humongous at all.
He said, and I quote, "I've never been a humongous fan. I've actually never been humongous at all."
I don't know why, but I needed to do that joke. So, I was never really a huge fan of Power Rangers growing up.
Yeah, SpongeBob was better.
No, Digimon was better. I only saw a few episodes of Mighty Morphin, like from start to finish. Only actually sat down and watched them as a kid from start to finish. I never even saw the movie in theaters. You know, it was okay. I think after 20 years, you know, Transformers got theirs, G.I. Joe got theirs. They're even making a live-action movie of Gem and the Holograms now. So, and
because we all watched that.
Yeah.
There's actually a parody of that, of Gem and the Holograms on YouTube called Jizz.
That's all it's called?
Yeah.
Like they just drop the and the holograms. Yeah. They don't make a joke there.
And they're trying to do another He-Man Masters of the Universe type deal.
There's a parody of that also called Jizz.
Anyway, what I'm getting at is I think after 20 years, it's time Power Rangers actually evolves into something more than just that kid show from the early 90s.
I mean, I loved Power Rangers when I was a kid. But, you know, when I look back on it now and compare it to, like, other stuff that I liked when I was a kid, holy shit was Power Rangers fucking dumb. It was really fucking dumb. Like
they always jump from the explosions.
Yeah, the fact that they explode when they get hit at all always confused me. But anyway,
it was the wiring in the suit.
I guess. Something. But anyway, it's like, I mean, I think, you know, it's cool that they're getting a theatrical movie and everything.
I hope that's what I'm trying to say. Is I hope this gets the ball rolling on that.
Yeah.
Like, the people are thirsty for this.
I mean, it's the nostalgia for it will always be there for me. But I mean, when I look back on it, holy crap, it was really fucking dumb. It was a dumb show.
Remember,
I could see why my mom always got annoyed whenever I wanted to watch it.
I just need to throw back this nostalgic moment. Remember that 5 minutes in 2007 that everyone thought Cloverfield was either a Voltron or a Power Rangers reboot?
Giant lion.
Yeah, guy says it's a giant lion.
Yeah.
Boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So hopefully it gets the ball rolling on that. You know, well done. It was a cool video by the producer who did Dread 3D, the remake. Lone Survivor, Killing Them Softly, The Grey, Machine Gun Preacher, and he also did Punisher, Dirty Laundry, and Venom, Truth and Journalism. So good job to him. He seems like a cool guy.
I guess.
Last week, the first official photo of Jason Momoa, Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones,
Are you going to show him?
As Aquaman, was revealed to the world on Twitter by Zack Snyder. Donnie, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, you've seen this?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
He's showing it to the mic.
Okay.
Just imagine you're looking at it.
Yeah, Mike, have you seen this? As in M-I-C, not M-I-K-E.
Okay.
He's not here.
He's not here.
Kogo, you're pretty quiet back there.
So what do we think of the Aquaman photo?
I mean, it looks cool. It looks like Aquaman might actually be respectable for once. You know, I hate to be that guy that makes fun of Aquaman all the time, but it's really fucking easy to make fun of Aquaman. My one gripe is it almost seems kind of lazy because it seems like they literally just copied his look in the Injustice video game.
He looks like a good contender for the ultimate dude bro. Like, just imagine, and another guy said this, just imagine instead of that Triton, he's holding a Bud Light.
We need to make that image.
But yeah, then another guy said that. Trevor, what do you think of it?
I mean, it's... He definitely fits the tone the new movies seem to be going for DC. The absolutely no jokes policy and all that.
I just think it's really weird that they would reveal Aquaman first out of all of them.
Well, yeah, they want to get the lame ass out of the way.
Good point.
Yeah.
I think it looks awesome, though. I'm so ready for Aquaman to be awesome.
I'm personally worried about how Cyborg could look.
I don't even know how I feel about Cyborg being in the Justice League to begin with. I still associate him with the Teen Titans.
I never really liked the transition from swapping Martian Manhunter out for him and the, like, you know, generic Justice League lineup. But back to the picture, though, I just worry that they're just gonna try to go off Game of Thrones fame a little too much. Like, you can even see it in the image.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
I'll just tell you the truth.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't exactly know how to put it, but like,
but I think this was the one bit of casting. Maybe it's because it is Aquaman, so not that many people are passionate about Aquaman. This was the one bit of casting that people were okay with. Like, when Ben Affleck was first announced as Batman, I mean, we don't need to get into that. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, people were still like, what the fuck?
That's a good impression of the world.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, you know, people are like, thinking she's too skinny or whatever. When Jason Momoa was announced to be Aquaman, everybody was like, all right.
Fuck it, make the whole Justice League him.
Jason Momoa is Wonder Woman. All natural, just the way God made you. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I think it could be fun.
Pro-life?
What? Don't ever do that again.
Why?
Because.
Why?
I've learned a lot about you this evening.
Really?
I've learned that you like 3 fingers instead of the average 2. What's next?
Blake?
What, for everyone listening, this is our second attempt at this. We had to start all over. Do we really need to talk about the Oscars all over again?
I'll give you the too long didn't read version of our discussion about the Oscars. Blake thinks it's a good show if you love movies. Trevor kind of agrees, but then he also thinks that the movie that should have won didn't win, and it's bullshit.
Whiplash.
Yeah, and I had The Simpsons on TiVo, so I missed it.
But yeah, Trevor. Yeah, but Birdman won. I think it deserved directing and cinematography, no doubt. I can see how Whiplash won Best Editing, and then obviously J.K. Simmons is Best Supporting Actor. So both films each won the awards that were obvious. But as far as Best Picture, I would have given it to Selma. You know, first movie where Martin Luther King Jr. is the protagonist, the main character.
Yeah, most of the time he's the antagonist.
Oh my god. Where he's the main character, but in the Lego movie not getting Best Animated Film nominated was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not Disney, they're not going to look at it.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised Big Hero 6 won because that has to deal with comic books, and the Academy hates superheroes.
That Disney name.
They're gonna find out in like a week and be upset.
They're actually gonna watch it.
They're
They're actually gonna watch it.
What are you trying to say here?
So as far as Big Hero 6 winning Best Animated Film, I hope you all enjoyed that and savored every moment of it, because that is the closest we will ever get to the Academy Awards giving a superhero movie Best Picture.
And I missed that movie when it came out.
You did.
You were watching
Simpsons.
I was watching The Simpsons on TiVo.
I thought you would have liked Big Hero 6 a little more than you ended up.
I don't know what happened with that. Yeah, I didn't like it nearly as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
I don't like...
It reminded me...
I still love Brad. Speaking of big
Simpsons episode,
Brad fucking... Speaking of big fluffy marshmallows.
Yeah. Big Hero 6 to me just reminded me of like one of the cooler Saturday morning cartoons that we never got.
Yeah.
It was basically a movie version of a Saturday morning cartoon that we never had.
My problem was I thought it was going to give a little more screen time to the other members of the group.
Yeah, they were a little cheated there.
They were extremely two-dimensional. You get to see the one dude that liked dressing up as monsters. Like, you got to see his background a little bit if you include that after credit scene. Mm-hmm. But the other 3 characters you never really found out much about.
Well, what's this about new Pee Wee Herman movie?
That's nothing. They've been going
going
back and forth about that for a while.
Yeah, they have for like the past, 12 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah!
Do that again, please.
Ah!
It's like he fell in the shower. One more time.
Jumby!
Oh my god! That is not Pee Wee Herman.
No, it's not.
That is some weird deaf pirate.
Wow.
And to all you deaf pirates listening, I didn't mean anything.
Deaf and listening in the same sentence. Who knew? Okay, what's next?
Death Pirates.
Yeah. Let's just go for the basic hack question.
Okay.
There's 3 of us. We're gonna go around. I'm gonna start at you. Come back to me. What are, in no specific order, just 3 movies this year that you're really excited for most?
I'm trying to remember.
You don't have to do 1, 2, 3,
Oh
but
man,
just
I
the
need
3
some
movies.
prep time.
Oh, well, good.
no.
He's going first.
I'm trying to remember what all's coming out this year.
You put him on the spot.
What year is it?
It's 2015. All right. Do you want me to do a speed round? What all coming out this year? Okay.
Yeah, give me some options.
We got Fast and Furious. We got Avengers. We got Mad Max. We got Pitch Perfect 2. We have Jurassic World. We have Star Wars: The Force Awakens. We have Terminator. We have the new Guillermo del Toro movie where it's a haunted house.
Okay. Number 1, Star Wars. I love Star Wars. That is my jam. It's all. I mean, that is my shit right there. I will always love Star Wars, no matter what anybody says, no matter what Blake says. Star Wars has always been one of my favorite, not just movie franchises, but the expanded universe. Just the mythology and lore of it has always been just absolutely fantastic to me. So I look forward to seeing Episode 7. I do think it kind of sucks that they aren't really going to do anything with the expanded universe. But as long as Episode 7 is, good, and, pretty much everything I would expect and want from a Star Wars movie, I won't complain. Number 2 on the list, I'd have to say Jurassic World. I've always, liked Jurassic Park. It was one of my favorite movies growing up. It's been so long since, since Jurassic Park 3, which wasn't really that good. So, I'm hoping maybe this is kind of a little bit of redemption for that. Number 3, number 3 will be Jurassic World. Number 2, I'll give to The Avengers, Age of Ultron. I love Marvel. Marvel's my favorite comic book company. I thought the Avengers one was awesome. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was great. So I look forward to the second round, and I look forward to anything beyond that, Phase 3, and if by some stroke of luck or some miracle they continue on past that, maybe a Phase 4, but I doubt they'll go that far.
No, they are.
They are?
Yeah, because Inhumans, because of the Spider-Man deal, Inhumans had to get pushed to Phase 4.
Okay.
And Phase 3 will mark the end of Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Because Infinity War's in 2 parts.
Yeah.
The last Phase 3 movie is Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah.
And that ends in 2019.
Okay.
And people asked, are there going to be more movies from Marvel after 2019? Kevin Feige replies, as long as there's more years after 2019, there will be more movies after then. But yeah.
So, number 1, Star Wars Episode 7. Number 2, Age of Ultron. And number 3, Jurassic World.
Trevor?
First and foremost, the new Mad Max. I'm really excited for after finally giving that series a try late last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's different to see a kind of remake reboot type deal being directed by the original director, which I think gives it kind of the upper hand on a lot of these other late into the game remakes or more so reboots. Other than that, I believe the director of Prisoners, he has a movie coming out later this year.
Cesario or something like that about the drug cartel.
Well, that isn't really a topic I've really watched a lot of films on. I mean, I've loved most of the stuff he's put out thus far, so I definitely want to give that a try. And this will probably date this podcast a little bit, but Chappie, I mean, that's only not that long away. I'm definitely I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Love District 9, like Elysium to a lesser extent, but still pretty good action sequences and all that. But yeah, my biggest thing with that movie though is how
the whole time we're going to be thinking about Alien.
No, not that the way the commercials and trailers have all worked.
Every trailer makes it look like a different movie.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
my thing.
It goes from being inspirational robot who learns how to love to shoot 'em up action
Elysium
movie.
2
Yeah.
is what it looked like.
Yeah.
You got the dubstep in there and everything. Well, kill a robot, birdie girl.
Dubstep is love.
I'm gonna have to
Dubstep
say.
is life.
I'm gonna have to say, Mad Max for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Basically everything you said.
Glad I stole yours.
If that movie doesn't end up being good, then the guy who edited those trailers deserves a special award.
Give him
Like,
the medal.
If those movies are absolutely awful, then that guy needs something.
Yeah.
So I think Mad Max will be really good. I agree with of all and the thing I like about Mad Max is that it's a nostalgic sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I love nostalgic sequels, or at least right when I see them as soon as they come out. They may not age that well, but I loved Superman Returns when I first saw it in theaters, 16, freshman year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nice hearing that John Williams music on the big screen again. I loved Indiana Jones 4. I still do, actually. I haven't seen it in a while, but I love Terminator 4 when I saw it. I like it now still, but yeah, I do see how it doesn't have a plot and it does have some problems. I thought Men in Black 3 was very enjoyable, very likable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always been a subgenre that I've had a soft spot for. I guess I'll have to agree with the two main movies this year, which is Star Wars and Avengers. You can't really...
Yeah, you can't ignore them.
It's strange because I wasn't that excited for this new Avengers movie a couple days ago.
Boom.
And I was just like, for me, the real magic of the Avengers was seeing them all come together for that very first time on the big screen.
Yeah.
But I saw the poster, and the poster's not that great, but just seeing them all together on that poster somehow made me excited for it. And I think it'll be a good movie. I think it'll be fun. It looks like it's going to try to be the Empire Strikes Back of Marvel movies, where it's going to probably end on a downer. I think Ultron's going to be a very hard villain for them. And then... What?
I mean, if he's hard, the big purple guy in space.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Beatles song.
Yeah, the big purple guy in space.
And then with...
I'm only excited for Ant-Man.
God.
Tell my wife I said hello.
And then with Star Wars, I'm a huge J.J. Abrams fan. I love Star Trek 1, love Super 8, love Star Trek Into Darkness, really liked Mission Impossible 3. So I'll be excited to see The Force Awakens, even if I have outgrown Star Wars a little bit now. But I think it'll be fun. So yeah.
So I got one thing I want us to talk about.
Sure.
I think it'd be fun to talk about. We just found it out about maybe a half hour before we started doing this. We found out, word just broke out that Warner Brothers is making an Adventure Time movie. I love Adventure Time. I mean, it's obvious that cartoon is not made for children. It is made for, adults. But specifically what I love about it is it's made for adults who are our age, people who grew up in the 90s. That show, it has a very 90s feel to it. It
fits amongst the 90s cartoon.
Exactly.
Shows.
It's like if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you're not going to get or enjoy that cartoon at all. And I love Adventure Time, and I think it's awesome that they're getting the movie. I mean, what do you guys think of it?
I've really enjoyed what I've seen of Adventure Time. I'll totally go see this.
It's like it's a cartoon that's really dumb, but also really clever at the same time.
Big liver.
Big liver.
That's all I can say. But yeah, I will want to watch a lot more episodes before I see this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Trevor?
I mean, I could have guessed it was going to get a movie somewhere
At
along
some
the time.
point. I'm surprised it
one of the
took this
longest-
long.
I'm honestly a little surprised.
Well, I mean, believe it or not, it's one of the longest running Cartoon Network shows, like consecutive seasons and all.
Yeah, it's on like season 5 or 6 now.
Cartoon Network has this thing where they'll, usually cancel a show anymore after 2-3 seasons.
Nickelodeon does the same thing.
There's this whole thing that you have to pay everyone that works on the show so much more after like the second season.
Yeah.
So a lot of shows end up getting kind of tanked early because of that. But,
Yeah.
And it's interesting that they go with like a feature again. That's not something they really do often.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, they did the Powerpuff Girls movie.
Yeah, and
however
it was
long
kind
ago.
of fucking dull.
It was like their origin story, wasn't it?
Which we already saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of pointless.
you see it for 15 seconds every episode.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I love Adventure Time. It's one of my favorite shows. I mean, past year or so, it's kind of been a little lackluster. But you know, they can't all be gems.
I feel like there was a point where it got a little too up its own butt.
Yeah,
and
that started about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Where every episode was about who Finn was gonna like. There was like a long period of time where it was about like romance and stuff.
Yeah.
For some dumb reason.
I mean, I'd love for them to get back to like the history of Ooh and what Ooh is and all that stuff. But no, I think it's awesome that they're getting a movie. I look forward to it. I can only imagine what the plot of the movie will be.
One could hope an hour and a half version of the horse episode.
Yes.
I would love that.
Or it's just, or you know, it turns out we all buy. They release all these awesome trailers for it right before it comes out. We go buy tickets for it, and it turns out it's just an hour and a half of Jake singing bacon pancakes.
Something's weird about that horse.
I think it's got the poo brain.
Yeah, call the movie Poo Brain.
Yeah, Poo Brain.
One for Poo Brain. I just go to say that.
We got about 15 minutes left. What do you guys want to throw in there?
Well, you got nothing.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I got nothing. We can even call it early for the first episode.
The Fat Minute went on a diet.
Yeah.
Down.
The Fat Minute just had an appetizer.
Seen anything interesting lately on the silver screen?
Hey,
Well-
I mean, we could even throw in, have we played anything interesting lately?
Okay. Well,
I think we actually said that on the first thing. We were going to played anything.
yeah. Well, Trevor, what have you played lately?
Thanks for throwing me under the bus there. I figured you were going to talk about Saints Row.
I read a really cool Bazooka Joe comic yesterday.
Really, Grandpa?
No.
Okay. So anyway, I've recently been playing Saints Row 4 National Treasure Edition.
You've been out of the video game market for some time.
Yeah,
this has been like a big return for you.
Yeah, I love Saints Row. I love Saints Row way more than Grand Theft Auto. Specifically, I'm not even going to ever bother playing Saints Row 1 or 2. I played Saints Row the third.
Over the top.
Yeah,
craziness.
I love the third, and I like the fourth one a lot. I think the whole superpower angle of it may be trying. But anyway. But yeah, I think the writing in those games, the main thing those games get wrong is that they're too damn short. Like,
that's most games anymore.
Yeah, it's too damn short. When I can beat a game in a week,
yeah.
When I wasn't even, like, I would play it, I was playing Saints Row 4 for like an hour here and there over the last week, and I'm already done. So yeah, I did do a speed through. I didn't do much of the extra shit. I didn't free roam that much. I did a speed round almost. What have I seen lately in theaters? Well, tonight, before you got here, Donnie, Michael was here.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah. And then you wonder why he'll never be here for this. We watched Con Air. Have you ever seen Con Air?
Yeah.
With Nicolas Cage? God damn, is that a corny-ass movie? I mean, just Nicolas Cage's facial expressions in it kill me. It's a fun 90s movie.
What's that line?
There's only two people I trust in the world. Wait, what?
The one where he's like, I'm gonna show you that.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I think God isn't real. I'll be right back. Where are you going? I'm gonna prove to you God does exist.
Unzipped pants.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then another one was, there's only two people I trust in this world. One of them's me. The other's not you. I'm like, can Nicolas Cage play Bill Clinton in a movie, please? But yeah, it's a fun 90s movie. It's a stupid action flick. It's fun. It's corny, but it's got a good heart. But yeah, that's what I watched tonight. What have you been up to lately, Donnie?
Outside of work, I do stuff sometimes. Lately, I've been playing the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD collection. Beat Kingdom Hearts 2 recently, so now I'm on Birth by Sleep, which I think is probably the best in the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yep.
It's hard to top a good prequel. That's the key word there. A good prequel.
Yeah. Okay.
A good prequel. I think Birth by Sleep's the best one in the series. I absolutely love it. It's great being able to experience these games all over again. I absolutely love the Kingdom Hearts series and the Final Fantasy series. Movies, the only thing I've really been watching lately is stuff we're going to review on Season 2 of Hails and Fails. I'm definitely looking forward to us starting that soon. I'm hoping we can start filming by the end of March. Other than that, I've been just doing same old.
Good. Well, what do you say we call it a night with that?
I'm fine with that. We're only 10 minutes under.
Okay.
What?
I didn't say if I played or watched.
What have you played or watched?
Thank you for including me.
You're welcome.
I played through that The Order on PS4.
1886.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it as short as everybody says it is?
I took my time, beat it in about 8.5 hours.
That's kind of bad.
A little bit. I definitely enjoyed it more than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, but I know the developers have been kind of backtracking lately, trying to say, well, we never sold it to you as this super long shooter. We sold it as a cinematic experience. That's not an excuse for a short game.
No,
an 8-hour movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
That, not to say anything about the ending, totally relies on the sequel hook. Nothing is really wrapped up, and I don't even know how to put it. What you want the final boss to be just jumps out a window and escapes.
Yeah, at least
and you're left with the credits.
Wow.
It is easier for a video game to get a sequel more than a movie anymore.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like if Grand Theft Auto 5 was a movie, it would have been the second most expensive movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
And it made
marketing and everything.
It made its budget back in the first day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yes, you're spending more, but you're looking at with a movie $8 a ticket versus a game $60 a purchase. Yeah.
And that's not including if there's a collector's edition or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I played through that. I'm kind of backtracking through old 3DS games because I got one of those nice big ones now.
You should go back to Saints Row sometime.
Yeah, I really should.
You would like the jokes alone.
The most recent one I played was the third. I played 4 for a very short amount of time, but yeah, I've been trying to get into that Monster Hunter. That game's pretty ridiculous.
That Monster Hunter.
That Monster Hunter. That's the best way you can put it.
All right.
Yep.
Well, it has been real. It's been fun. Might even go as far as to say it's been real fun.
I guess.
You can find Pooka Saucy online at youtube.com/Pooka Saucy. You can also find us on Twitter at Pooka Saucy or hashtag Pooka Saucy.
Or stop by your local library.
You do have to be 18 or older to find us there, though.
That little beaded room.
Yeah.
I'm Blake Jones. You can find me online on both Twitter and Tumblr. The username for both is Blake V. Jones.
I'm Donnie Johnson. You can find me on Twitter as well. The username is at TheDonJohn1991.
I'm Trevor Klein. You can find me on Facebook. I don't really have a Twitter.
Don't add him on Facebook, especially if you're a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you
can find me at GameStop.
If you want if you Google If you Google my Tumblr, it is called Blake.
That sounded dirty.
Yeah, it is titled Blake.
If you can twiddle my tumbles.
It is.
If you can Google my Yahoo.
It is called Blake Jones and the Tumbler of Doom. It is where I post all my reviews, thoughts, and feelings. And when I cry when I'm out of detergent and I have to wear the same pair of underwear for the third time in a row.
Which one, Muds or Skids?
Yeah, I have named my underwear. This one's Skids and this one's Mud Flap. Good night.
It's upgrade time.
Bye.